Hello, zoologist. You are the one that's going to tell me about the animal life in your park. Okay. So your requirements are 5 different slides with at least 3 references. Those are the minimum. Okay. So you are going to have 5 different animals that you're going to do. So I'm right here looking at the bullet points here from your park. And you're going to give at least 2 neat facts about each animal. Okay, so if I was doing Sylvan Prairie, for instance, I would have the beaver as one slide and I would have some interesting facts. And then the next slide I would have would be the red-winged blackbird. And then maybe I'd have a specific frog that lives there. So each slide will have a different animal. Now, on 2 of the animals, you're going to have what's called a survivorship curve. Whew, what is that? Well, I'm going to tell you about it. The survivorship curve is, I'm going to read this introduction to you. Imagine a population of 1,000 individuals born at the same time and in the same place. As time progresses, some individuals die, so there are fewer and fewer individuals present each year. But when do most of them die? And do most individuals live to an old age, or do many individuals die at a young age? So you as the zoologist is going to use what's called a survivorship curve to visualize the number of individuals in the population as it drops off over time. So you would be looking at that survivorship. So you can see here's an example right here that, I wonder if I can make this bigger. It doesn't look like I can. But you can see that at 5 years old, there's a lot of the 1,000 still left. There's probably 900 still left. But once we get to 15 years old, there's only maybe 20%, because this is the percentage right here. And then right about 20 years, everybody is gone in that population, every organism. So that's the survivorship curve. So it's kind of telling you the age the population lives to and such. Okay. If you have more questions about that, we can chat about it. All right. Then you're going to describe one symbiotic relationship. Look up the definition for help within the ecosystem. It cannot be the same relationship described by the botanist. The botanist is also doing a symbiotic relationship. So I'm going to tell you what the symbiotic relationship is if you have forgotten. So I brought it up here. I don't know why it's highlighted in purple, but symbiosis is a close relationship between 2 different kinds of organisms or living things. There's 3 types: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. Okay. So someone's always benefiting from this. Some organism is always benefiting from the relationship, and sometimes it doesn't benefit. So in mutualism, the relationship benefits both. Both organisms are benefited. So an example would be us humans. We have bacteria in our gut. The bacteria breaks down our food. We benefit because our food gets broken down, and the bacteria benefits because it gets some energy while it's breaking down the food as well. So that's mutualism. Now, commensalism is a relationship in which one organism benefits, but the other one, it isn't helped, it isn't harmed. It's just okay. So an example of this, like they've used in this example here, is the remora fish and sharks. So you know those little fish that swim around the shark and they kind of attach to the shark and they get protected, and then they eat the leftover fish bits from the shark. The fish benefits from the shark, but the shark doesn't get harmed or helped. It's just, that's called commensalism. Now, parasitism is where one benefits and the other one is harmed. And an example of this is your favorite, ticks. Ticks are parasites, and they benefit by drinking the blood of humans. And humans do not benefit. In fact, they become terrified, as I witnessed on several occasions. All right, so that's parasitism. So you will include that on your slide, one symbiotic relationship. Now, remember to talk to your botanist that you guys are not using the same one. Okay. You are going to report on a rare animal or a symbolic animal of the national park. Now, if you were doing oak openings, the rare animal would be I'm forgetting the name. It's a blue butterfly, and I can't remember the name right now in this video, but that's a really endangered butterfly, and I'll remember it as soon as I'm finished with this video. But you'll think of one for that national park, and you'll find out about it. Then you'll report on the effects of one invasive animal species inside the park or a species inside the national park state. So an invasive animal, remember I told you, like the house sparrow or the mute swan, they're birds that didn't originally live here, or animals that didn't really originally live in that park. And they've come in and they've taken the nesting sites, they've taken the food, they've taken the resources that belong to the native species. So we want to get rid of the invasive ones that are hurting the native species. Okay. Another thing you're going to talk about is how have parasites or pesticides, sorry, habitat loss and habitat fragmentation affected the animals in the national park or state. Habitat fragmentation means that there's a little habitat here, there's a road, there's a little habitat here. So they're fragmented, they're broken apart. That could be bad if you were a possum and you wanted to get across to the other side, because we see what happens with that. All right, programs that the park, okay, so you want to include programs that the park has in place to promote animal life sustainability. Like, what are the rules regarding the animals? Like, don't feed the bears. Ways citizens that can help the sustainability of animal life in the park region. So conservation practices, what are they doing to help those animals survive? So let's take a look. I've gone to the nps.gov, nationalparkservice.gov website. This is fantastic. It's a great website. And if you go here, you can go right, excuse me, right here to the learn about the park. Okay, there's lots of good stuff here. But if you go to nature, you can go right to the animals, and it'll tell you about the invertebrates that are at Crater Lake, the amphibians, the birds. You can learn about the mammals, the reptiles. So let's go take a look at the birds. So, look at that. So cute. Um, so we have all of these cute little birds. The mountain bluebird is there, and there's a whole different list. So you can read through and find out the different birds that are found here: bald eagles, peregrine falcons, American dippers. I've never even seen that one before. So you can find lots of different things. You might want to choose when you're doing this in your different slides. You might want to choose maybe an invertebrate that's pretty popular, an amphibian, a bird, a mammal, and maybe a reptile. You might want to keep it diverse. You can decide for yourself. Okay. And then there's other information here, just like the different research that's going on. And this will give you some more good information. But don't forget, you need 3 sources. So this isn't the only source that's going to be there. There's going to be a lot more where you can find information. So that's about your slides. If you have any questions, you can give me a call. Well, no, don't call me. Just email me. You can't call me. Just email me at sleffler, and I will try to get back with you as soon as possible. Okay? You have the most wonderful day and be a great zoologist. I cannot wait to learn about all the things that you are discovering in your national park. All right. See ya.